Okay. So is my screen visible? Yes, students? Anyone?
Ma'am. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, okay. Am I audible, right? I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so I'm starting, okay? So SQL stands
Hello,
for
ma'am.
basically who is not visible? Like my screen, my voice is not audible or screen is not visible? Who said? I don't
Your
know.
voice is not audible.
My voice is not audible.
Hello, ma'am.
What
Hello.
what about others? Others, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. See, I am also recording the
Your
session.
voice is cracking in between.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
also
ma'am.
recording the session. If you find any problem, so I'll share in your Google groups, in your Google
Mhm.
Classroom, the link. Okay. So I think that would be more beneficial also.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, just go through
Okay.
it. Okay. So basically, this SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So here in this DBMS, this Oracle, if we can either use like Oracle or Oracle 11G, or we can go for this MySQL. But that query, the programming language here is known as the Structured Query Language or SQL. Okay, so let's begin. So this SQL stands for, as I already mentioned, just wait, yeah. It's already mentioned. It's the structured query language, and it's like it's basically an ANSI standard language for operating on relational databases. Relational databases means the database which contains tables, rows, and columns. And SQL is an English based command language. So here we don't have the syntax like in C language. There are like format specifier, percentage D, and everything. Okay, so here it's a basically English command. It's very easy to remember. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes, Partha, yes.
ma'am, your audio is not clear. It's
My audio is not clear.
ma'am, আপোনাৰ অডিঅ'টো ইকো হৈ আছে, ভালকে ক্লিয়াৰ
Oh,
হোৱা নাই মানে.
okay, okay. Please, others. Actually, my voice is
Yes,
echoing
ma'am, your
because
audio is not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
It's like lagging.
it's lacking or echo. See, if it is echo problem, so you people need to
Ma'am,
use head.
little bit lagging and echo also.
Yeah, echo because someone I think some of you have not using this one headphone. You people need to use headphone.
Ma'am, I'm using my headphone, ma'am.
No, no, all the participants, like all the other 11 peoples. Like if you don't use your headphone, then my voice will echo. Just let me check. Fine. Now is it okay? Is it okay?
Now okay, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You people, what you do is unmute, like mute yourself for now. Whenever I ask you to unmute, then only you unmute. Okay. Okay. So here in SQL, what happens? We have some tables, and in tables, we know we have rows and columns. But in SQL, tables are known as relation. Same thing. If you are someone is asked you relation also and table, same thing. It's the name for a table. It's called in SQL is a relation, and a column is known as a tuple. Sorry, column is known as an attribute, and row is known as a tuple. So you should remember this word. Okay, whenever someone asks you about a relation, that means it's a table. Row means it is a tuple, and column it is a attribute. Okay, just we have a basic introduction of SQL. Now, like C programming language, here also we have some data types. Okay, so first is these are the few data types are there. We have numeric, character, bit string, boolean, date, time, timestamp, and interval. So we do not use all these things now. We'll just mainly concerned with the numeric character, like interval and everything is not required for now. Okay, but still we'll discuss about it. So this numeric data type, if it includes some of the extra data types, like we have under numeric we have integer, floating point, then formatted number. Okay, integer consists all of you are aware of the integer, right? Like of if it is a normal number, any decimal number, it falls under the integer type. Okay, it has some ranges, and if it is of some after if it contains a dot and after number, that is the it is a floating point. Okay, so under this integer also we have integer or small int, the size. Okay, it matters. And then for floating point we have float or real and double precision, obviously then the size also increases. Next we have formatted numbers. Okay, formatted numbers, here we can mention, see, decimal of I comma j, where I is the precision, that is the total number of decimal digits, and j is the scale. Okay, so when we will program it, you will just understand it. Just now you know what are the data types are there. So today's class will be a bit long one, so just bear with me. So next is the character. So under this character, so it contains two types. One is char, char of n. Okay, this is means we have a static number, sorry, static character. We know the size in beforehand, maybe 5. Okay, but when we have a varying length, suppose a name of a person can be a varying length, like, so we use the this one var char. Okay, varying length, so it is, and here n is the maximum number of characters. Okay, next we have bit string. Bit string basically it's a sequence of bits of fixed length. Okay, how many bits you want. And similarly, like varying varchar, we have one bit varying of n, where n is the maximum if it is a varying bit. Okay, if it varies. Next obviously is boolean. Boolean, everyone is aware of it, true or false. But here we have one more boolean character, that is null. So it includes true, false and null when we don't know the value. Next obviously we have one more format. If you want to enter the date, there is a date format is here. Okay, year, day, month. Okay, then in generally it's in the format YYY, MM, DD. You need to mention it. Next we have time. So time also same thing, hour, minute, second. So again timestamp. So that is a timestamp data type includes both this one, date and time. Since this date, only date will not include the time, and time won't include the date. It will only include time only. But timestamp, it will include both date and time. Okay, so that is the difference, timestamp. And last is the interval. So it basically specifies the interval, like a value to increment or decrement. Okay, next, this was just about the data types. Just remember the data types. I'm going to code and explain it to you. Okay, now this SQL commands. Okay, we'll study about some SQL commands. So that commands are divided into 5 types. Okay, these 5 types are, first is the data retrieval, and then next we have, we'll just study one by one each one. Okay, data manipulation language or DML command, very important, very like in programming, you any interview wherever you go, they will ask you about this command. Then data definition language, transaction control language and data control language. So under this 5 types, few of the command falls. Okay, so data retrieval, first is, sorry, so data retrieval means we need to retrieve the command from the database. Okay, so you see, we type the type in the computer and we need to retrieve the command from the database. When we want to ask ask something from the database, we need to query it. Okay, we will query using the select command. There is only one data retrieval command, that is the select statement or select command. Okay, where we'll select it and then we use the word select and we can retrieve the retrieve whatever information we want from the database. Whenever we want to retrieve any information from the database, we need to use the select command. Okay. Next comes under this DML. Okay, so I'm just giving you a brief of the statements now. We'll study again DML and we'll practice also DML commands. So under this DML, what are the operations are there? There are insert, update, delete, and merge. Okay, we can insert into a table, insert any value into a table. We can update that table, and we can delete any row, any column from the table or any value from the table, and then we can merge two values or merge two columns, merge two tables. So these are the DML, that is data manipulation. So data manipulation means we can manipulate the table using these commands. Okay, you should remember this: insert, update, delete, and merge. Okay, next is the data definition.
Excuse me,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I see the page number 9 once again, please, ma'am?
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. It's done.
See, you don't have to write anything. I'll just share with you the PPTs, not to worry.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, even I have the video recorded for your this one also. I have recorded the video for your lab videos also, so lab also. So I can share with you my Gmail drive, so you can get it. And nothing, you don't just concentrate now. You to understand the things. Okay, don't need to write anything. We'll practice it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Next is the data definition language or the DDL statement. Here it modifies the structure of the database. So if we want to create a database, obviously their database is not there. We need to create it, right? In SQL, we need to create the database. So we can use the if you want to make the modification in the structure, that can be either we can to create a table, or we can, if we want to rename the table or alter, that is update the table or drop any table or truncate. Now there is a difference between drop and delete. Okay, very important difference. There may be a question, what is the difference between drop and delete? Okay, so there the thing is that when you use the command drop, okay, if you drop table and the then table name, then what happens is their entire table including the structure is deleted. Okay, now you will not understand. When we'll go for the programming, you will understand then. I'll show you. And but delete, the entire table is like deleted, but the structure remains. I'll show you. Okay, next, what is this truncate? It removes all rows from a table, and it also releases the memory space used by the table. Okay, until and unless I show you, you won't understand the things. But just you should know what are the commands fall under the these types. Okay. Next, we have the transaction control statements. So transaction means some kinds of transaction, like the ATM transaction, money related, right? When we hear the word transaction, some kinds of thing like money comes to our mind, right? First thing. So we can commit a change, roll back, that if you have done some mistake, then there must be a command to move, like we have an undo command also in Microsoft Word and Excel, everything. So similarly, we have to reverse the change, we have the rollback option. Now we have a save point also, where it creates a marker, that is we give a break point. Okay, there it may be a problem, so we use the save point. And the last one is the data control statement. So it is basically asking for request or permission, whether the client is able, whether the client ask for permission, and the database will grant or not. That is the thing. That is grant and revoke are DCL statements that grant or remove access rights, the permissions. Like in Linux also, when you were doing in first SEM, you learned about that chmod 777. That is read write and others, like group I think read write permissions or null permissions that were given. But here also we have this grant permission and revoke permission. So this was about all the 5 types. Any confusion till now? See, just remember what are the commands.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please explain me the SQL part again?
SQL. First
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
See, SQL
Yes,
is
ma'am.
nothing. SQL we haven't yet started also. Just it's basically an English command language. So here it's basically a programming language only. Okay, where we work with the database. Okay, similarly like in SQL we know the full form, and here we should mention obviously if it's a database it will contain some tables. Okay, so in tables what kind in like in Excel also is a database, but Excel already the rows and columns are defined, but in SQL we need to create that table. Okay, and here table in SQL table is known as relation, and rows are known as tuple, and columns are known as attribute. So if I refer to the term attribute,
Okay,
that
ma'am.
means you should understand that I am telling you about the column part. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
just wait. Now I am going to start with the DDL. We'll start with the DDL now. Okay. Okay. Mm, just wait. Huh? I need to stop sharing. Can you view my screen now?
Ma'am.
Can you view my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
right. What you are viewing? Data definition language, right? Commands.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So just wait. What happened to this now? Okay. My camera got on. Okay. So we have this as I already mentioned in DDL also. DDL stands for data definition language. So then DDL before like we use the command create statement. Okay. We have the command because we studied in DDL. We have certain commands like create, alter, rename. It was there. Then I think drop and truncate was there. Okay, so here first is the create command. So if you want to use the MySQL after you have installed MySQL, what you do, you create a database. So what is the command for it? Create database, then the name of the database, suppose student. Okay, so here what you remember, after the database is created we need to create the table. Why are you where will you store the data? In the table, right? That is a we need to create a relation. So this is the command for it. Okay, either you can write, we don't use the first one nowadays. Okay, that is create table company.employee. Here this is the syntax. This is you need to write this one only, create table then the name of the table. Either you can write create table company.employee, this is the name of the table, or this one create table employee. So that is you are naming it. The table is not yet created because you have not mentioned the column names. Okay, every table it must contain one primary key. Primary key last day also I was talking about, it's like a unique identifier, like you have your roll number. Okay, so if you want to mention, so this is a syntax for it, right? Create table, this imp employee, that is the name of the table. Okay, this is the name of the table. Then is the employee, I can just wait, then the employee ID number. Now let me tell you, these slides were made lot of years back, okay, in 2013 when I was studying BTech. So don't go for this one. Like if you write number, this won't work. You need to write integer int, then it is the primary key, meaning that the employee ID is the primary key. Then this is the first name varchar 2. What you are getting is an this create table imp employee. This is the create table is the right the command, that is the DDL command. Okay, then what you are creating a table, name of the table, then this one bracket start. Okay, bracket start, and then you write the any ID, this can be anything like a variable name. It's a variable name, right? So it can be anything. So then the data type, and you mention it is a primary key. Now we'll discuss about the constants. We have not come about the constants. So this is the primary key. That means if when you mention this primary key, it means it must be unique. Okay, for every row it must be unique. Next is what after that you give comma. That is a syntax. After that you give comma and write first name of data type. That is, it's the first name you will enter, and then it's a data type varchar. 2 is not required. Okay, so varchar of 25, that is size is 25, then you close. So what happens is a structure gets created. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Similarly, we have one more example here. So first, I think you should follow the first one only. No need to go for the second one. Next, what are constraints? You know, this when we used to study like in BTech. So what we did, we used Oracle 11G. But this time we'll be studying the MySQL one. So this, so that is why the commands, the data types we are changing is bit different. So don't get confused. I'll be helping you. So if you want to suggest, like impose some restrictions into the table, okay, like these values cannot be duplicate or something, some like primary key I gave, like roll number cannot, if you don't try the primary key, then it may possible that you enter by mistake that same person with the like 2% with the same roll number. You may, because human makes mistake, right? So when you mention the constants primary key, then it is not possible, then it will give an error when you enter the value in the database, then it gives an error. So what is the purpose of constant is to enforce the rules, like we enforce some rules, like we have also like you can take example like phone number cannot be alphabets, right? Phone number cannot be alphabets, the name cannot be null. These are all the constants. And also by mistake when you like delete the table, then everything is gone, right? But if there is a constant, then you are unable to delete that table. So these are few of the constraints. First is not null. So not null, wherever you mention, if suppose first name not null in the previous example, if you write here after, where you will write this not null constraint is that after this varchar 25, you write not null. When you give this constraint, then you cannot keep the first name as null. Okay, if you don't, you cannot give the missing value here. But over here, when you create the table here, if you you can just if you don't give enter the value also, then also it will work, not a problem. But when you give the constraint not null, the user is bound to write the name, okay, bound to give the value. Okay, next is unique. So this unique and primary key are a little bit different. Okay, it basically unique specifies a column or a combination of column whose values may be unique for all rows in the table. Okay, and it uniquely identifies each row of the table. So try to get the difference. Now this foreign key and like check. So I'll first talk about the check one. So check is what if you're something, you have a salary. So if you give that someone gave salary equal to 0 for an employer, okay, so it's not possible. So you should give that salary should be greater than 0. So you use that command check. Now what is this foreign key? I'll discuss in like whenever we discuss the theory. In theory, actually foreign key, let me tell you. Suppose we have two tables. Okay, suppose in first table name student information, second table student marks. Okay, in both I think that would be let's not take the student example, let's take an employer and department ID. Okay, we have two tables, employee table and department table. In employee table we have the employee number, employee ID, the employee name, and employee phone number. And in the department ID, and we have also the department ID of where he works on. Okay, we have the employee ID, name and phone number, and the department ID of where he works on. And the other table we have department ID and the department name. Now that department ID in the department table is a primary key. Okay, it's a primary key because it uniquely identifies each department. But that department ID can have multiple, like same person, like there may be 2-3 persons working in the same department. Okay, then that is the department ID may be same in the employee table. In that case, the department ID is the foreign key in the employee table. So for now, just you understand this thing. Okay, I'll explain you. I know it might not be clear now, but when I explain you class, we'll have a theory class. You'll just understand it. So if you create a table with these constraints, you'll find something like that. Okay, create table employees, employee ID, number 6 primary. So this number 6 you need to write it int. Okay, you don't need to write mention this number. Then it's a primary key. Similarly, first name varchar. Okay, now let me show you the table. Okay, you people need to install MySQL. Okay, MySQL, that is, we don't say SQL. If you want to say that also, you need to go to Google and write this one, download MySQL. Okay, their list instructions will be given for whatever operating system you are using, like for Windows 10 also. And if you find any difficulty in downloading, please let me know. But YouTube materials are available, so if you want me to share, I'll do share. But for now, I'm going to use the online one. So if you people like are comfortable in the online one also, then it's also okay. Just wait. Okay. So over here, like, can you view my screen now? See my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, until and unless you install it, let me tell you, we have online also, like in C programming, we have the online compiler. For Oracle also, it's for MySQL, it's also available. So I already have used since I recorded the videos, so I know that. So we have this SQL Fiddle is there. If when in Google you type this one Oracle Fiddle or SQL Fiddle, Oracle and everything, this DB Fiddle is there. So I have worked with this Oracle 11G also and DB Fiddle also. So I will use today this one. Okay, so when I click onto this, I'll give the screen something like that. Okay, so now here, whenever you go for MySQL, you need to create a database for that one. Okay, but in this case, the database, because since we are going for the online one, the database is already created. We don't need to create a database, but we will directly create the table. Okay, whatever command we have seen, we'll just type it. Okay, I'll just create the employee table. And it is not case sensitive. Don't worry about it. It is not case sensitive. Okay, just I'm writing the same thing using the DDL command. So is my screen visible? I'm typing it. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just I'm writing here employee ID. That is just a variable name, type, data type, and it's the primary key. Okay. Maybe 50 I'm giving it. And I'm not mentioning anything right now. I'm not giving anything. This is just a small table I'm creating. After that semicolon, then you need to just run it. So you see a tick here. Can you see? So when you see a tick here, that means the query is okay. The query is okay. Okay, now you may find like nothing happened, right? So if you want to check something happened or not, you need to write DESC, that is, or describe also you can write describe or DESC, name of the table. Sorry, I just need to run this one. Okay, it's an invalid one. Still invalid. Right. Okay, let me just let me use some other one. DB fiddle, maybe I have used one. Just wait, this will work. Hmm. It should have worked, but it worked. Okay, let me tell you that table is created right now, and if I want to insert a value, we need to use a DML. Let me check now. Okay, I'm just checking. I'll tell you. Insert into DML. Okay. The table was correct only. I don't know why DSC is not working. So that's the problem with the online compiler. Sometimes some of the commands doesn't work. So see, what I did, I created a table. Okay, I created a table employee with employee ID, int, primary key, ename, varchar 50. So now if I want to insert a value, I inserted using the command insert. So I told you in the beginning, like insert is not a DDL command but a DML command, the data manipulation. So what is the syntax for it? Like insert into employee, then you to give values. Values, that is this is 1 for employee ID, and this Tom is the name of the employee. Okay, now we have checked that one row has been affected, so it's correct. Now we want to check that whether it has entered our table or not. For that purpose, we need to query the database. So for that we need to use the select command, that is a data retrieval command. So if I give select star from employee and I run it, so you can find here over here employee ID 1, ename Tom. Now you may have a question why I have given this star. So this star means you want to print everything whatever is there in the table. For now, we have only one only, but we have one more thing. We will be studying about the where clause, but now just think, we'll just, if we want to retrieve anything from the database, we need to write select star from employee. Till this point, anyone who have confusion right now? Yes, students? I don't know.
No, ma'am.
Problem is there? Where?
No, ma'am. No.
No issue. What
No
about?
issue.
Okay. It's clear, right? Creation of the table.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if I want, I will insert one more value. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. How to create a column?
You have created the column already. Here, you see, two columns are there. Employee. I'll show you again. Just check once. Let me enter the value. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Didn't write the values only. Okay, this DB fiddle, like, okay, see, these are the columns only. Okay, this Ankuran just checked. This 1 and 2 are the columns. So if I want to use the select command now, select, the select star from employee. So you find this column, employee ID 1 is Tom, employee ID 2 is Hunk. Okay. So this is when you create the table, we use this create the table and
Yes, sir.
write.
I see.
Yeah, you give the name for the column only, that is the attributes only. Okay. So this was all about the normal
Okay.
create command. So whenever, this is very important, you should remember this one. Okay, create table name, and then within bracket you should mention whatever the attributes you want. Okay. See, since I'm using the online compiler, what happens is like lots of things are not allowed. Otherwise, this DSC commands and everything, I can show you that one. I have certain problem. I think I have used some DB Fiddle or something. It was very good also. So Oracle is. Let me try if there is there now DB Fiddle. I think DB. Yeah, this one is there, right? So I'll just do it here. Same thing, I'll write. I can't check only. There. So you can see here the query is successful. So in the query part, I'll now write DESC employee. So when you write this command, see here it's working, but in Oracle 11g it was not working. So if you write this DESC, so you get the structure of the table. So you see, okay, you see here the field names are EID and ename. Type is of int, and this is of varchar. Here, is it null? These are the constraints, right? This is the PRI, that is the primary key, and this is the it means it may be null. So let me show you when I insert into value. Okay, I'll insert only here only. Insert into employee values. Now it's written that query is successful. Now we'll check what happened, because we cannot find now what happened like that. We have not inserted any value, still it is giving the query is successful. Okay, select star from employee. Again I'll run the run command. I'll go down, show you. So you see employee ID 1, no name is there. It is also possible because we have not mentioned any constraint here. But over here, if we give not null, if we mention the constraint not null, then if we don't give any value, then it will give error. Okay, let me show you. I'm creating one more table right now. So now I'm giving the constraint not null. Okay, so I'll just remove this one because otherwise it won't. Okay, so I'll just run it now. So the query is successful, both the queries. I'll run insert the values, insert into table values. So no, it's not the insert into table, it will be insert into table name, this student values, one comma, suppose I'm keeping it null now. Still accepting, why? Okay, just let me check. Okay, let me now run this command. Select star. Actually, this should not be. If you give not null, then this should not be accepted. I don't know, something problem is happening here. But when we give not null, this gives an error actually. I don't know what's happening here. Sometimes happens like for the online compilers, but if you go for the normal MySQL, you will find that you will get the errors. Okay. Next, we have the command. I think alter is there. Let me enter. I'll go for back to the. Just wait. Okay. So are you clear about the create table now? Yes, students.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Like for other, I'll be sharing the video also for the DDL command. Okay. Since I think very less few time is left also, and please you people need to install MySQL. Otherwise, you'll face problem just the way I am facing right now. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise the commands like not work properly because I'm using like two consecutive, this Oracle also and this one DB Fiddle also. So next we go for the alter command. Okay. uh, my screen is visible, right? Alter table command.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So in alter table command what we have, we can alter means we can either add or we can drop, remove. Okay, we can make the modification. We can either add a row or add a column in the existing table, or we can so this is the syntax, that is alter table, table name, add column name, data type. So how it is done, let me show you again. Okay, so over here I will add, let me check if it works here. Okay, alter table employee, add age int. Oh, added here, but you won't be able to see here. That's the problem with this. I need to go to the DB fiddle. I'll go for the DB fiddle. Sorry, I removed it or what? Okay, I'll show it to you here. Like since because the DESC is visible here, so I'll go for this one in the employee table only. So here we have two keys, right? Two tables are there. Sorry, two columns are there. EID and ename. If I run and I'll show you the DESC part. DESC employee. Okay. Now if I want to alter, I am just going to use the query alter table employee at age int. Okay. So I'll run again. So the query is successful. Again we'll type DESC employee. So we use the command DESC to check the structure of it, and if we want to retrieve any value, then we need to use the select command. Now if we go to the third query, see, now you find there is one more field is there, age. Before it was not there. Okay, before only, if you check the first query also, so that is why it is known as the DDL. We can change the structure. So sometimes it may be possible that we have created the table, but we have forgot to add one column to it. Then we can use the alter table command for it. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
how delete and drop commands are working?
Delete and drop commands. Okay. When I
Yeah.
can explain it to you here only. When I use the command drop, okay, drop table employee. Suppose if I write here drop table employee, then what happens? The entire structure gets deleted. Okay.
Okay.
Let me show you. Wait. Just a minute. Huh? Okay. Like if I show you now, the entire table will be created, and I need to do it again. That's why I'm not doing so. So we have created a table here also. So I'll just going to delete the employee table. Okay. So drop. No, but you won't understand this. The Oracle. Leave it. This Oracle is bad now. Okay, I'll write the command. Drop table employee. Run the command. Now if you go to the query 4, so there are no results. Now if I have already dropped the column, okay, drop the table, employee table. Now if I give DESC employee, so you get an error. It's not that we have problem with the drop command, but we have already deleted the table, and we are finding the structure. We are asking to give the display as the structure of the table, which is not possible. The table we have already deleted, but in drop command, what happens is when you use the command drop, the columns will obviously, the rows and columns will get deleted, even the structure gets deleted. But in using the delete command, if you want to delete a single row or column, or if you want to delete the entire row also, instead of replacing the word delete from table, then what happens? The structure remains, but all the values get deleted. That is the major difference between delete and drop command. Okay, when we will study, I think I'll show you about the delete command also, but that's the main thing. Drop command deleted the structure of the table also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next we have, after this alter, oh, that was drop only, I've already shown you. Okay, we can also rename the command using the alter table command. Okay, if you want to rename it, that is also possible. Please, I will be sharing the PPTs and also one video of my lab video which I have created. I think that would be beneficial. What you need to do is that